was my thing. I wasn't into it. Like we used to, I lived in Saline. Whoa, did that just get brighter?
I have seen a few different Burt Reynolds movies before. They were all decent to good.
He was a funny guy, I have to admit. And maybe, I guess he was charming to people. I don't know. But my family, that's the kind of people that were around my family, like my mom and things like. Not that my mom was a truck driver, but she was into that scene, I guess. And like she was a bartender, and so she ran in those circles, And so the truckers would come into town. We lived in Salinas, California, which is they have like one of the largest rodeos. I don't know if it's in the world or if it's even in America, but probably because like where do they have rodeos at? But every year they would have rodeos and they'd shut down all of Main Street and people would come out early in the morning and watch the parade of when the opening ceremonies type thing for the rodeo. And I remember it always being a big deal. And I thought it was kind of cool that they would close off the roads and let horses go through, like all these horses. I don't know if they ever had cattle because they have to lasso those cows and stuff, those bulls. They didn't have them go through Main Street, and then they'd poop all over the street and they'd have to clean it all up. It was just interesting, I guess. So all that to say, Smokey the Bandit, like one of my mom's boyfriends was a truck driver. And so I would go with him sometimes and he would, pick up whatever he was picking up, manure or something like that, fertilizer. And I would head out on an 18-wheeler. And so they were all into like country and all that stuff. I wasn't much into that though, to be honest with you. It wasn't my thing. But I think I was an odd fit for that for my family, sorry. That family. And then my sister was in like the ag whatever, agriculture classes and stuff. And they would wear like cowboy hats and big old belt buckles and stuff like that. I never understood it personally, the appeal. But Salinas is still to this day, they call it the salad bowl of the world. Unless things have changed, which they could have changed. Other places could be the salad bowl of the world now. So there's a lot of farming and things like that where I was raised. But it wasn't my thing. So when Star Wars came out, I was just a little punk. Little snot-nosed kid. And that blew my mind, man.
Steampunk Gary.
No. Snot-nosed kid punk Gary. I like the sci-fi stuff, you know what I'm saying? I like Batman and I liked X-Men, stuff like that. That captivated me. That's where I started drawing and stuff. I always liked animation too. So one time we had some friends of the family when I was a really young kid, like really young. What was I, like maybe 6? I don't even know. And I guess they said this family, they had a daughter at the time, and I don't even know if they had the daughter yet. If they did, she was just a little baby. And I was maybe 6 or 7. And they asked my mom. They're like really close because my mom was dating uh, the guy, and it was his sister. His sister and her husband wanted to take me and my sister to Disneyland, and we had never been. I didn't know where we were going because I was just a little whippersnapper. And so we went to Disneyland. My sister, for some reason, wasn't able to go. Like, she was supposed to be home, and she wasn't home. She had gone out. My sister's a little bit older than me, and she wasn't home. And so they said, well, we have to leave. We can't stay, so we're just going to take Gary. And so I got to go to Disneyland with this family, and they were friends of our family, like I said. And it blew my mind. It was amazing. I was a little kid, went on the Peter Pan ride, just blew my mind. Amazing. And I think that was probably some of the beginning to my making choices to be an artist and get into that world, of drawing and things like that. But I think what really pushed me over the edge was I found X-Men, the X-Men comic books, like when I was, let's see, how old would I be? Maybe 13 or 14 years old. I found the X-Men, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And I was like, I want to be a comic book artist. And so I've basically thrown my life into this arena, so to speak, of comic book animation and all that kind of stuff. And I've been able to work on these characters at different times for the companies. And, it's been fun. And I've got to create my own characters. So I'm just going to lay in some shapes here and get generally what this Charlie character looks like generally. And then we'll go in and we'll tighten him up with the inks. Usually that's what I do, because I'm a bit off. I can already tell I'm a bit off on this. His tongue is round right there, not sharp.
We trust the process.
Trust the process. Looks like a coyote. Looks like a Wile E. Coyote, man. What did I draw? Bring him down here. Take a better look at him. I always make things a little too narrow. I noticed that. So I'm going to carry this over more that way. Make things too thin. I'm surprised that they never made that German Shepherd dog from 101 Dalmatians. That they never made that into a movie or something. That show that the Dalmatians watched. That was cool, man. Missed opportunity right there.
Charlie is an odd and interesting character for me. He's the protagonist, but he is not too far off from being the bad guy for most of the movie.
Yeah, it's Burt Reynolds. That's why. From what I've heard, Burt Reynolds wasn't a great guy, which was sort of typical of that type of people. But, we all have our problems, right?
Wait though, the German Shepherd was in 102 Dalmatians.
He was? 102? Was 102 a live action movie thing?
It was Patch and the German Shepherd, animated.
I guess I never saw that. Well, I mean, like they should have did.
I haven't seen it either, but he's in the second film.
I guess what I'm saying is they should have just made it his own movie. Like it's not in the same world. It's like make a movie out of the show. Make that show into a movie because that was pretty good. I remember thinking it was pretty good. All right, let's throw this girl in here too. What's her name? Molly? I'm just making it up. I don't know what her name is.
From this movie.
Yeah. What's the little girl's name?
Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie. Sorry, my bad. She looks like a Molly.
Really sad what happened to the actor.
Played the girl?
Yeah.
What happened? Guess I never knew, man. Do I not want to know?
Her father took her life not too long after the movie came out.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Oh, that's terrible. This is making me sad now.
Yeah. Think her name was Judith Barcy. Way to go me for bringing things down. But at least her talents were immortalized in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, now this must be in color.
Shall we throw color on this guy?
Why, yes.
Let's do it. Might as well, right? We went to this much trouble. Might as well get him done. Get her done is what I say. Doesn't she look like a Molly?
I have no idea what you mean. Lol.
Okay. What do I know? She just looks like her name would be Molly.
You don't look like a Gary.
I don't? What do I look like? A nerd?
You look like a William.
Really? I'm flattered. I look like a William F. Buckley. Was Molly the little girl that was in Great Mouse Detective?
Olivia.
Who's a Molly? Is there an animated little girl that's named Molly? If not, I'm gonna invent one.
Lol.
Right?
I'm surprised I'm remembering these names. I can't think of any Molly in an animated film.
Man, I need to make up a Molly now.
I think the only Bluth sequel that was objectively bad was The Secret of NIMH1.
I didn't know they did a sequel to Secret of NIM.
Like, why does this exist? Yeah, there's a Secret of NIMH2 about Timmy.
Secret of Timmy.
And it is laughable.